So, Faith, how would you like to describe yourself in one word, apart from who you are in your career or in your business?
Satisfied
Okay, and why so?
because I have set out to do a lot of different things in my life and I have achieved whatever I wanted to. So I know for a fact that I'm satisfied yet hungry.
Okay, so thank you. And welcome everyone to another episodes of Heart-Led Conversations, where we talk to founders, we talk to business people, we talk to entrepreneurs, and we try to decode their inner success journey. And today in our episode, we have with us Faith Goyal. And now I will hand over to Faith to introduce himself. So welcome.
So hi everyone. My name is CA Faith Goyal. I'm an engineer turned chartered accountant, and I'm also currently pursuing LLB from Delhi University Campus Law Center. I have started up a multidisciplinary business consulting company that provides services in the fields of whatever CAs do, auditing, taxation, all of that stuff, compliance, regulatory. Other than that, we also build AI agents specifically for CA firms and law firms. And other than that, I have started up a new vertical in the same company that provides litigation and legal services, legal consultation as well. I also have a family pharmaceutical company that I manage. It was started by my father, and now I manage that.
Wonderful. Thank you for the introduction. And I want to ask this question. So, how do you manage all
Mhm.
of this altogether?
See, 24 hours seems like less, but it's not once you figure out that you need only 6 hours of sleep.
Hmm. Hmm.
And then when you put your focus into whatever you're doing, then you realize that 8 hours of work is usually just 6 hours of procrastination and 2 hours of actual work.
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
I just skip the procrastination part.
Okay. So, were you always like this, so focused, or has this something that you have learned in your journey?
I think that focus is not learned or inherited, it is built. And yes, I have been this way since like I was 5 or 6 years old. I am an ex-international level athlete as well. I've represented India in Belgium and China in this field of speed skating. So I have always like ever since that age, I have always done at least 2 to 3 things in a day that are completely separate and yet got all of my focus while I was present there. And that is, I think, the secret to my growth.
Amazing, amazing. So, Faith, many people that I work with, and also a lot of young entrepreneurs, they talk about the same term that you mentioned, that is procrastination. So, why do you think that, many people are facing it, going through it, and are not able to focus?
I think that inaction is the enemy of getting shit done. And people spend their hours preparing, sharpening their swords, but they don't act on it.
Okay. Any reason that you think this may be so?
Hesitation, indecision, just generally, people being people.
Okay.
कि हाँ यार देख लेंगे, ठीक है हो जाएगा, सब अच्छा है, सब सही तो है. So that is something that I don't settle for myself,
Okay.
and I think that's the reason why people procrastinate.
Mm-hmm. So, any advice that you want to give on how to focus better and how to let go of this hesitation, procrastination from your journey?
You're never ready. You're never going to be 100% ready. But if you feel like you're 80% there, do it. देखा जाएगा. For startup founders, for people who are thinking of starting their own practice, professionals, even for someone who's looking to switch their jobs, do it. सब हो जाता है, सब मैनेज हो जाता है, एक्शन नहीं हो पाता। तो एक्शन लो, बाकी सब हो जाएगा।
Yeah, I agree because I was also in corporate earlier and ये वाली
हम्म।
मैंने करी and I agree सब मैनेज हो जाता है मोमेंट में हमारे सारे fears show up करते हैं but I feel that
हम्म।
entrepreneurship is a wonderful way to face all your fears and move ahead. Again, I was
यस, एवरी डे इज अ न्यू चैलेंज।
yeah. So Faith, what is your most common challenge in this journey?
मोस्ट कॉमन चैलेंज, मोस्ट कॉमन चैलेंज वुड बी handling this just survivor mentality in the people around me, the people that I work with, my team,
Hmm.
my colleagues, some other professionals that I partner with on this just survival instinct of just ठीक है यार, mediocrity, काम अच्छा है, बस दे दो कोई बात नहीं, परफेक्शन से कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता, वो वाली चीज, that is the biggest challenge I face. And I abhor that seriously कि काम बस आपने करके दे दिया और मीडियोकर है, ठीक है, गलत है, अपने आप सामने वाला देखे, नहीं, आई डोंट लाइक दैट। इफ यू आर डूइंग समथिंग, वो आपके नाम से जा रहा है, यूर अ जूनियर, यूर अ सीनियर, यूर अ प्रोफेशनल, यूर अ पार्टनर, डायरेक्टर, कोई भी हो, डज नॉट मैटर, यू नीड टू ओन इट। एंड दैट इज द बिगेस्ट चैलेंज आई फेस, teaching people about that, about ownership of their own work.
Thank you. So Faith, how would you differentiate between just curious, hence asking, two important words that you mentioned. One is survival and one is being mediocre. Because I see these words as totally different. So how would you like to define these?
What do we need to live? To live, we need like 100 rupees a day, right?
Hmm.
उससे ज्यादा की जरूरत नहीं है ह्यूमन बॉडी को। द ह्यूमन बॉडी इज वेरी स्ट्रांग, वेरी मेंटली केपेबल। इट डज नॉट मैटर, सी आई हैव come from different fields, entered different fields and cleared those different fields. तो ऐसा तो नहीं है कि ये बोल दिया तो ये नहीं कर सकते, कर सब सकते हैं। अब आती है बात सर्वाइवल और मेडियोक्रिटी वाली, तो वी नीड 100 रुपीज टू सर्वाइव। 100 रुपीज आप कितना भी बेकार काम करके भी दोगे तो भी आपको कोई 100 रुपए दे देगा, यू कैन सर्वाइव। दैट इज वेयर द मेडियोक्रिटी क्रीप्स इन, कि यार 100 रुपए आ तो रहे हैं, ठीक है, वी डूइंग गुड, हमारी रोटी आ रही है, हमारे पास नेटफ्लिक्स का सब्सक्रिप्शन चल रहा है हमारा 100 रुपए दिन में, ऑल ऑफ इट इज गुड। अब वो 100 को 1000 करना है, 10,000 करना है, 1 लाख करना है, अब काम तो 100 में चल जाएगा, उसको बढ़ाना ही नहीं बढ़ाना, दैट इज द डिफरेंस बिटवीन मीडियोक्रिटी एंड ग्रोथ। मीडियोकर काम करते रहोगे, 100 रुपए मिलते रहेंगे, कोई दिक्कत थोड़ी है उसमें, एंड दैट्स ऑल्सो ओके। पांचों उंगलियां बराबर नहीं होती है, हर आदमी को ग्रोथ की होगी तो फिर काम कौन करेगा।
Hmm. Thank you. Interesting perspective and brings me an interesting question for you on which
हम्म।
that different people have different views over time. That's what I've seen. So you feel कि अगर कोई better work करने लगे या फिर if somebody turns their mediocre work into excellent work, then they can move out of survival. So is that the only way you feel that they can move out of survival living or
Discipline is another thing, yes. Consistently being disciplined, that is also another. It took me like, anything that I begin, I do it for at least 6 months consistently to even figure out if I like it or not, because 6 महीने से पहले आपको कुछ नहीं पता, आपने कुछ नहीं देखा उस फील्ड के बारे में। तो 6 महीने का टाइम दो, कंसिस्टेंटली करो, एंड फिर यू फिगर आउट वेदर यू वांट टू बी इन दैट और नॉट, एंड वेदर यू वांट टू ग्रो इन दैट और नॉट। तो डिसिप्लिन एंड कंसिस्टेंसी आर आल्सो big things that make shit happen.
Yeah. So, Faith, I see कि many people who are doing mediocre work, not I'm using this word not to judge those people, but because that's a word under discussion, but they are also doing pretty
Mm-hmm.
well. So, what would you like
Mm-hmm.
to say
Yes,
about that?
it's just a different level of mediocrity, right? But they know themselves. Their mediocrity is not something that I can tell them, they know it themselves that they're not living up to their potential.
Hmm, 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 hmm,
I was not living up to my potential at a point in my life. I overcome that. And I believe that it's everyone's cross to bear. वो सबको खुद ही देखना पड़ेगा कि अपनी mediocrity को कैसे overcome करें. And it can be overcome, ऐसा नहीं है overcome नहीं हो सकती.
hmm,
And
hmm,
high performers भी जो होते हैं वो भी mediocrity में कभी कभार फंस जाते हैं. Because like I said, सब बढ़िया है, 2-3 लाख रुपए महीने की इनकम हो जाती है. You get stuck in a rut. तो
hmm.
वो भी है, but still does not make sense to stop your growth, right?
Yeah. Yeah. So, Faith, what would you suggest? Like, how can somebody who really wants to, of course, move out of this mediocre mode and feel more motivated and the same term that you used, reach up to his or her potential? What do you think?
देखो, सबसे पहली चीज तो ये है कि हमारे को पता होता है हम कौन है. हमारे को ये भी पता होता है हम क्या है. हमारे को ये नहीं पता होता है हम क्यों हैं. फाइंड योर पर्पस. द डे यू फाइंड योर पर्पस, उसके बाद आपको मुझे किसी को बोलने की जरूरत नहीं पड़ेगी. आप अपने आप ही अपना पोटेंशियल ढूंढ लोगे. फिगर आउट व्हाट यू आर मेड फॉर. फिगर आउट what strengths you have, what weaknesses you have. Someone who might have my skill set might not have my resources. Someone might have my resources, might not have my skill set. But that doesn't mean they don't have their own. उनका अपना कुछ और होगा. Find your purpose. You might not be good at being me. I might not be good at being you, but we're both the best at being ourselves.
Hmm, hmm. Yeah, I agree. And I
Find
believe,
your why.
yeah, I believe that all the resources we need are there within us. Hmm. To
Completely agree.
to fulfill whatever we want to and to walk in our journey. They are all just present within. We need to see. Now, this is becoming very
Mhm,
interesting. I didn't know how this will turn out. So, Faith, okay, next question. What is the shift
mhm.
that you have seen? Like you mentioned that there was a time when you were not living up to your potential, but now you feel that you are more close to it. So, how has your life shifted?
It's been busy, that's for sure.
Okay.
It's been busy and a lot more fulfilling because you see, पेरेंट्स बोलते हैं कि यू आर नॉट लिविंग अप टू योर पोटेंशियल. टीचर्स बोलते हैं, समटाइम्स इवन गुड फ्रेंड्स से दैट कि नहीं, यू आर मेड फॉर समथिंग मोर.
Mhm.
पर वो सारी चीजें कुछ हिट नहीं करती जितने जब खुद को लगता है कि यार नहीं यार, ये थोड़ी करना था. तो वो चीज जैसे ही आई तो लाइफ चेंज मैनी फोल्ड. बिकॉज रात को सोने से ज्यादा सुबह उठने का मन करने लगा. राइट. सुबह उठ गए तो उसके बाद रुके ही नहीं. फिर सीधा रुके जब वापसी 10-11 बजे, जब भी घर पहुंचे वापसी बेड पर आए, उससे पहले रुके ही नहीं. तो वो चेंज आया बहुत बड़ा. एंड आई गिव द क्रेडिट ऑफ ऑल ऑफ इट टू दैट कंसिस्टेंटली 8 से 10-11 का रूटीन. कि भाई आप 8 से 10-11 बजे तक रुको मत. कुछ भी करते रहो, यू विल फिगर इट आउट. जस्ट डोंट स्टॉप. स्टे इन एक्शन.
Very interesting. And I can personally relate to this because there have been many days of my life when, I have woken up and prayed ki I want to wake up like more enthusiastic about life. Yeah. Wake up looking up to something at least. Because if you have something that you really look up to, then of course you will wake up early, you will feel energized, you will feel fulfilled on the inside. So yeah, I agree. But Faith, okay, I would like to know your perspective on this. Ki, how can someone make this shift? Like if somebody is struggling with this, so how can somebody take the first step maybe towards this shift?
The first step would be, even before finding your why,
Hmm.
you do whatever you have to do. पहले तो अपनी प्लेट साफ करो. I believe that 80% of the reason for any anxiety that people have is because they know that they have shit to do and they're not doing it. उन्हें खुद को पता होता है. And that is a major reason. I won't say it is 100% of the reason, but it is a major reason कि लोग anxious रहते हैं, action नहीं कर पाते हैं. And I know this because I have been at that stage myself and I overcome it. Maybe that's why I am here to talk about this. Right.
Yeah.
तो वो वाली चीज भी है कि एंजाइटी को आपको अगर हटाना है तो सबसे पहले तो अपनी प्लेट साफ करो, जो पुराना बैकलॉग है उसको क्लियर करो. यू क्लियर अप योर वार्डरोब, क्लियर अप योर रूम, क्लियर अप योर हाउस. दैट इज ऑल्सो अ गुड वे टू मैनेज इट बिकॉज mindless manual labor might not build anything, might not make you grow, but it does build your character and it does allow you to stop being anxious. Then you can focus on, once your plate is cleared, once your house is cleared, once your desk is uncluttered, then you can think of why you're here in this world. Limited life, 60-70 साल है. जितना जल्दी पकड़ लोगे कि भाई क्यों है, तो उतना जल्दी आप कुछ उस पे कर पाओगे. नहीं तो जीते भी रोज लोगे और मरते भी रोज लोगे. जियोगे आप भी, मरोगे आप भी, कोई ऐसी बात थोड़ी है.
I really love what you shared because anxiety has been part of my journey for so long, since maybe I was a teenager, and I could find out different causes and different triggers. But yeah, one thing that you mentioned, clean your plate, yeah, clear your plate, yeah, clear your room, yeah, declutter. I strongly recommend this. One, because it creates a soul nourishing space. And second, because it is like an activity of self care. It is self care. And it brings you clarity. And clearing your room may not be productive in a monetary way or in any other way, but it shows how much you value yourself, your space. And from there, of course, you find ways to find things that you can really look up to. Oh, I love where this is going. And then you can maybe, I think, find your why and feel more purposeful. I love how this is linked. What do you think about this?
अ, यार एक बात बताओ, अगर आपको गाड़ी में 5 लोग बैठ सकते हैं और आपको किसी और को बिठाना है तो पहले तो खाली तो करनी पड़ेगी.
Hmm.
तो
Yeah.
पहले अपनी प्लेट को खाली कर लो.
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
We keep talking about how mind is powerful over matter, how it's mind over matter, but it's also matter over mind. आपके आसपास अगर साफ नहीं है, cluttered है, तो how can you expect your mind space to, not be the same?
Yeah. I agree. And I have a beautifully decorated desk and for that matter, room. And I keep buying more and more stuff that is aligned to my heart. And I keep putting those little things there. And I really love my space. Even people who come to my space, even clients, they also love my space. So, yeah, thank you for this because this is something deeply personal and I was not expecting this to show up. Okay. So, Faith, how much impact do you think these little things can have in somebody's journey who's just starting out as an entrepreneur or as a solopreneur? How much shift can it bring?
It makes all the difference between not burning out and burning out.
Okay.
You see, the biggest reason for my growth has been doing things consistently without burning out. And the reason I never burned out was because I spaced it out. कि अच्छा बहुत टाइम अगर डीप वर्क वाला काम हो गया, 6-8 घंटे लगातार बैठ के काम कर लिया सिस्टम पे, तो नाउ आई शुड वर्क ऑन माय बॉडी. आई नो वेंट फॉर स्केटिंग रिक्रिएशनली टू प्ले बैडमिंटन, एनीथिंग लाइक दैट, एनी फिजिकल एक्टिविटी, जिम चले गए, रनिंग चले गए, एंड स्पेस इट आउट. Focus on all fields in one day. That is easier. It seems hard. People still come up to me and ask me कि भाई आप इतने सालों से ये सब कैसे कर रहे हो?
Mhm.
And I tell them, once you understand that इट्स सो मच इजियर कि आप 3 दिन जिम करो सिर्फ और 3 दिन आप काम करो, उससे बहुत ज्यादा आसान है आप डेली सब कुछ कर लो।
Yeah.
तो यस, आई बिलीव कि सोलोप्रेन्योर्स एंड एंटरप्रेन्योर्स कैन, उन्हें क्या करना चाहिए कि अपने मेंटल को छोड़ देते हैं, या तो लंबे लंबे कोडिंग के सेशंस में बैठे होते हैं तो फिर उन्होंने अपना फिजिकल छोड़ दिया, या फिर सिर्फ फिजिकल फिजिकल किया तो मेंटल छोड़ दिया, भाग दौड़ करी, मार्केट में गई, ये सारी चीजें करी। ऐसा नहीं है। द फर्स्ट स्टेप फॉर मी फॉर दिस चेंज वाज मेडिटेशन एज वेल। इट टेक्स लाइक 5 मिनट्स ऑफ माई टाइम इन द मॉर्निंग, ज्यादा नहीं लेता। एंड करना भी कुछ भी नहीं होता है, ऐसा नहीं है कि मैं कोई संत महात्मा की तरह बैठ जाता हूँ। इट्स जस्ट ब्रीदिंग एक्सरसाइजेस, राइट? यू जस्ट ब्रीद इन आउट, वही 1 2 2 4, उसी हिसाब से ब्रीदिंग करो। एंड आपका अपने आप CNS PNS सब रेगुलेट हो जाएगा।
I
एंड
agree.
फिर आप उसके बाद काम करो।
Hmm. Wonderful, perfect, and thanks for sharing. So, Faith, आपने बोला कि सब कुछ include करो. So, would you like to share
हम्म।
some activities that are part of your daily routine that help you prevent burnout? Like one is meditation. I love it.
मेडिटेशन डेफिनेटली, म्यूजिक, म्यूजिक हेल्प्स।
Okay.
एंड कनेक्टिंग टू a person who might not understand you but would listen to you. It does not have to be a romantic partner. It could be a friend, it could be your parents, it could be anyone. It could also be your mentors, because believe it or not, yes, the times have changed, but they have also, they have also been through this in a different way, in a different manner. But yes, they have. And the biggest thing, see, हम सब बोलते हैं कि यार जिम कैसे जाएं, हमारे पास तो काम बहुत है, जिम में तो 1.5 2 घंटे लगते हैं। एंड कैसे करें, कैसे करें, कैसे करें, एंड 6 मंथ्स हो जाते हैं, आपकी जिम मेंबरशिप वेस्ट हो जाती है, राइट? दैट्स अंडरस्टैंडेबल, बट टाइम मेरे पास भी नहीं होता, तो दैट डज नॉट मीन कि आई कांट वर्क आउट ऑन माई बॉडी। पुशअप्स मारने में, 100 पुशअप्स मारने में 5 मिनट भी नहीं लगते हैं। उतना टाइम सबके पास है।
Yeah.
100 पुशअप्स, 100 क्रंचेस, 100 स्क्वाट्स मार के चल दो काम पे। कितनी देर लगी? 10 मिनट, बस। पर डेली करो।
Hmm.
ये है तरीका। यू डू एवरीथिंग, यू डू, थोड़ा थोड़ा कर लो चाहे, पर करते रहो, रुको मत। यू हैव टू रीच दैट स्टेज वेयर यू लुक बैक डाउन द लाइन एंड यू सी, अरे 2 साल निकल गए मेरे को ये करते करते। फिर उसके बाद यू विल सी द रिजल्ट्स ऑफ इट ऑन योर ओन। फिर कुछ नहीं, नथिंग कैन स्टॉप यू। व्हाइल आई वाज परसुइंग माय CA आर्टिकलशिप, आई वाज, इन द बिगिनिंग आई वाज पेड लाइक 6,000 रुपीज अ मंथ। आर्टिकलशिप होती है, ऐसे ही मिलते हैं। At the end of it, I was paid 20,000, which was more than any article. But बात ऐसी है कि ड्यूरिंग दैट होल टाइम आई यूज टू फील कि यार दिस इज नॉट वर्थ माई टाइम, मैं ये क्यों कर रहा हूँ, आई एम मेड फॉर मोर। 20,000 रुपये महीना थोड़ी कमाऊंगा मैं। बट दैट डिड नॉट स्टॉप मी फ्रॉम स्टिल गोइंग देयर द नेक्स्ट मॉर्निंग। इट्स ऑल पार्ट ऑफ द जर्नी, करना पड़ेगा।
Hmm. Thank you. And Faith, I must really applaud, the type of balance that you are demonstrating. Like, I can actually visualize, and it's like a picture, the things are getting filled in, and I can see a balance of things. I can sense very good time management also. So, what is something that you would recommend to people so that they can also build more balance and manage their time better for somebody who's really struggling? Matlab, this is okay कि बहुत सारी चीजें करो, but how?
When I used to feel like struggling, so what I used to do was I used to make a routine for my day, for my week.
अच्छा, okay.
कि जैसे बचपन में बनाया करते थे स्कूल टाइम में कि हम 6:30 उठेंगे, 6:30 फिर 7 वो फ्रेश वगैरह होंगे, फिर 7 बजे पढ़ने बैठ जाएंगे। एग्जाम टाइम का जो रूटीन बनाया करते थे सब हम लोग जब बच्चे थे।
Yeah.
एंड देन यू स्प्रेड इट ओवर 7 days, मेक दैट चार्ट, राइट?
Mm-hmm.
आई थिंक दैट्स अ वेरी गुड प्लेस टू स्टार्ट। एंड जस्ट स्टिकिंग टू इट, एंड मतलब कुछ नहीं करना। यू मेक दैट चार्ट, यू मेक कॉपीज ऑफ इट एंड यू जस्ट टिक कि हाँ यार, अगर फ्रेश होने का भी उसके अंदर स्लॉट है, उसको भी टिक। इट गिव्स यू अ सेंस ऑफ अकॉम्प्लिशमेंट कि यार ठीक है, कुछ काम मैंने सोचा था मैं करूंगा और मैंने कर दिया।
Yeah.
उसी से ही आपको अपने ऊपर कॉन्फिडेंस आता है कि नहीं यार, आई कैन गेट शिट डन। मैंने ये सोचा था मैं इस टाइम पे ये करूंगा, मैंने इस टाइम पे ये कर लिया। तब अपने ऊपर कॉन्फिडेंस फिर बिल्डअप बिल्डअप बिल्डअप, हफ्ता निकल गया, साल निकल गए, ऐसे ही होता चला जाता है।
Yeah. So, thank you. Thank you for this. This reminds me of something I used to do. I used to sit down at nearly the end of the day, or you can say evening at around 8, 8:30. And I used to take out a plain paper and I used to start writing, like, Priyanka, I really appreciate you doing this today. I really appreciate you doing this today. And that created this feeling of accomplishment that you mentioned. And then it just went full blown. Yeah, because initially I was struggling a lot with really sitting down, and no work schedule, no manager, no piled up list to complete, nothing like that. So organization was a huge challenge. But yeah, thank you. This really, really worked. Okay, so before we conclude today, Faith, I would like you to share uh, something like a power statement or a mantra that you stick to and that you would like to share with everybody. Something that you would like to give away.
There is one line that comes to my mind, and it's a quote from the movie Coach Carter.
Okay.
And the line is, your playing small does not serve the world. If you shine your light, you subconsciously give other people power to do the same.
Yeah.
अगर आप अपने आप को ही छोटा समझ के कि यार नहीं, मैं तो नहीं कर सकता, मैं तो नहीं कर सकता, तो आपके अराउंड जो लोग हैं वो भी अपने आप को भी छोटा ही मानेंगे। बट वंस यू एक्सपैंड, वंस यू टेक अप स्पेस, वंस यू थिंक कि नहीं यार, मैं तो करूंगा, और किसी से होना हो, मेरे से भी होना हो, देखा जाएगा, करूंगा तो सही।
Mhm.
देन सी हाउ यू कैन सर्व द वर्ल्ड।
Yeah, I love this. And I am a huge fan and I follow Abraham, who's my mentor, Abraham Hicks, the LOA, the Law of Attraction teacher. And I love some of the words that I have heard. You cannot be sick enough to help the sick people. You cannot be poor enough to help the poor people. So you have to shine your light and then you can give others permission to shine their light. And I so love this. So thank you, Faith. Thank you for this amazing conversation. And I love this final line that you mentioned. And thank you,
It
every
was a pleasure being here.
yeah, thank you, Faith, for being part of this conversation. And thank you, everyone. See you very soon for another heart-led conversation. And let's say thank you to Faith, and I will share his links so you can connect with him for whatever work, whatever verticals he works in. If you need any advice, just go follow him and have a word with him. Okay. Thank you, and we'll end it here.